All right, welcome to another Equipment Zone webinar. Today we're going to be discussing and demonstrating the all-new Epson G6070 DT film printer combined with the Equipment Zone EasyJet Pro 36-inch wide powder shaker dryer. So we'll get into some details over the next hour or so, or half hour or so, but suffice it to say, Epson's entry into the world of DTF printing will be a game changer for this industry. So before we get started, if you have any questions along the way, enter them into the Q&A section at the bottom of the screen, and we'll get to as many of those as we can by the end of the webinar. My name is Terry Combs from Equipment Zone's Tempe, Arizona office, and we have two other hosts for today. From the Equipment Zone corporate offices, manufacturing facility, and showroom in Franklin Lakes, New Jersey, outside New York City, Amy Krulowitz will be bringing us a live printing demonstration later in the webinar. Good afternoon, Amy.
Good afternoon, everyone. As I like to say, it's a beautiful sunny day here in New Jersey.
Always a beautiful sunny day here in Tempe, Arizona. And on the opposite coast, we have Paul Morales. He's going to be joining us from Epson North America in Los Alamitos, California. Good morning, Paul.
Good morning. Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right. Well, Paul, let's get started. Tell us what's new, what's exciting about this all-new G6070 DT film printer.
All right, wonderful. The spotlight's on us, so here we go. So first of all, thanks for having me on today. We're really excited to talk about the SureColor G6070. And I want to begin by talking about our three key pillars for this product. So those are reliability, quality, and ease of use. So starting with reliability, one of the things that we made sure of on here is we wanted to have a minimal maintenance requirement. So what does the minimal maintenance requirement actually mean? Well, there's various features built right into the printer that take care of the maintenance automatically. So the actual user time for maintenance is very minimal, okay? One of those things is the automated cleaning cycles that take place while you're actually doing production and in between jobs. Another thing on here that is very popular across a lot of our models is our fabric wiper system. So rather than having rubber wiper blades that wipe the bottom of the print head and need to be replaced often, a fabric wiper ensures that you get a clean wipe of the entire print head every time it does a wipe. So it's effectively the equivalent of a user going in there on their own and wiping it with a lint-free cloth. However, the printer does this for you automatically. It also has white ink circulation that happens automatically, so there's nothing you have to do to stop the printer. And it also has maintenance liquid, which will reverse fill the suction cap, aid in the different cleaning cycles. So in a realistic day-to-day scenario, the only daily maintenance that you are responsible for is shaking that white ink pack. So it really is quite simple, and all of these features combined are going to help you maximize your uptime while minimizing your downtime. Now, the second pillar that we talked about was quality. So with the SureColor G6070, you're going to achieve consistent high quality prints with high vivid color and great detail. So there's a lot of things that go into that, first of which is our precision core print head, but also our halftone module that helps translate your graphics into the highest resolution possible and give you the consistent quality. Now, we have a couple of rip options that come in the box. We'll talk a little bit more about that later, but we have options that will fit anybody's workflow needs, especially if they're coming from maybe more of a signage and sublimation space, or if they're already in the DT film or direct-to-garment space. There's plethora of options at your disposal that you can get the workflow needs that you need. Now, the third key pillar is our ease of use. So one thing that you noticed here is this is a front load system. So for those of you that are familiar with our sublimation printers, our photo printers, or even our CAD printers, we have a popular front load system. And one of the big benefits of that is I can put this right up against a wall. If I have a fleet of printers, I can put them back to back. So it's very space saving in that regard. And it also is designed for seamless integration into the shakers that you might be using today, or the beautiful shakers that we see on the other camera over here above us. So you have a multitude of options, but having that front load system makes it extremely easy for you to load and go. Now with that, we can increase our output size. We can load a 36-inch roll, and we have effectively over 35 inches of print width at our disposal. So this translates into the ability of nesting more graphics, larger graphics, which will help you increase your production and overall output and get more pieces per hour. And taking advantage of a large 36-inch shaker matched with the 36-inch film, you can really increase your output very, very effectively. Now, in terms of the ink, let's talk about how efficient the ink is. So we have high capacity 1.6 liter sealed ink packs, and they're very easy to replace. I can take them out just like this, and I can remove it. And when I replace a new ink pack, it just goes straight in just like this. We have CMYK, white ink, and then we also have a maintenance liquid that, as we discussed earlier, that takes care of the different automated cleaning features that are built right in. Now, the other great part about the Ultra Chrome DF inks is they're OEcoTech certified as well as CPSIA compliant. So that's a great part about this, and that's what everyone has grown accustomed to with our direct-to-garment printers as well as our sublimation printers. So nothing's changed over here on our DTF printers. Now, another great feature that comes with Epson products is our live job tracking. And this is known as our Epson Cloud Solution Port. And the great part about Port is this gives us the ability to monitor our printer fleet on screen, and we can look at live job tracking. We can see ink levels. We can see our production monitor. We can also print out a production report, and we can see various activities that have taken place across all of the different printers in the facility. Now, what's great about Port is you can see this on your web browser, which we've pulled up on our screen now. You can also see this in our app, which can be downloaded in the App Store, the Google Play Store, and this will allow you to monitor on your smartphone or tablet device as well. Now, you get real-time tracking, so if an ink needs to be replaced, or you have to empty the waste bottle, or you want to just see if your print jobs have been completed, you can see all of this on here. And this makes it very efficient and easy for you to monitor all of your printers in real time. Now, we talked a little bit earlier about the software options. So we have two in the box. We have Epson EdgePrint, and then for advanced software solutions, we have Fiery's Digital Factory. So you have a couple of options there depending on either what world you're coming from or what world you're already in or where you want to go moving forward. You have different options at your disposal. Now, in talking about Digital Factory, some great aspects about that. It has fast file processing, it has great nesting features, and it has some time-saving features. A couple of my favorite features, one is variable data. And the great part about variable data is if I have, let's say I'm doing sports apparel, I have the same graphic on the front, but the graphic on the back will change with last names, jersey numbers, and so on. Variable data will allow the software to take care of all of those additional files. So you just create your one design, you provide the names and numbers, and then the software takes care of the rest. So this will save you a tremendous amount of time and get to printing much sooner. But perhaps one of my favorite features within Digital Factory is the gang sheet wizard. And just as its name implies, this will allow you to bring in multiple jobs, nest them together, create gang sheets, but also keep the gang sheets individualized for each one of your customers. So it's not going to mix and match graphics from customer A or customer B, for example. It will nest them accordingly to the customer they're going to, and also line up the graphics so you have nice, easy, and obvious trimming points to cut out your prints. So some great features there with Fiery's Digital Factory, which will come in the box with every unit. Now let's talk a little bit about the warranty and the coverage. So the printer comes with a 1-year limited warranty that includes parts and labor, travel fee for a technician, but you can extend that coverage with our extended service plan for up to a total of 5 years of continuous coverage. So you combine that, that really shows our confidence in the product's reliability and ease of use and what it can do for you in your production facility. Now, in addition to that, we also have a very responsive service. So you get a lifetime phone support with us. That's 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday, Eastern Standard Time. If there's anything that somebody cannot help solve over the phone, then we send a technician out to take care of. But one of the best parts about this is the expert assistance that also comes with this. And one of the big ways that we can help deliver that is by our partners, and that's our dedicated dealer network, like Equipment Zone. So with our dedicated dealer network, you're working with a dealer that knows the ins and outs of the workflow, the intricacies, and what you need in your daily production to get the most out of the SureColor G6070. So with that, shaker recommendations, powder, film, software setup, installation training, and post-sale support, all of that you get with the dedicated dealer network. And when we combine forces like that, we really make for a responsive service, but also a reliable product for you to use. So that's the bullet points that I wanted to cover today, but I'm sure everybody is really excited to see this printer and the shaker in action. So Terry, I'd like to kick it back to you.
Paul, thanks for that great overview. Can you stick around with us for some Q&A at the end?
Absolutely.
Awesome. So Amy, back in New Jersey, we are all very excited to see the G6070 and the EasyJet Pro 36-inch powder shaker dryer in action. So Amy, let's take a look.
Okay, so we've been running this entire time, as you can see, and it's been flawless. It just keeps moving and moving. The print head, we're going to zoom in a little bit on the print head there so you can see the movement. There we go. What we have right now is a 32-inch roll of our easy film. However, you can put up to a 36-inch roll in. We're moving back and forth as we're imaging. As you can see, of course, the white ink is on the top because it is a reverse when you work in a film transfer process. When we come down here over to our powder shaker, we're super excited because this powder shaker will take up to a 36-inch roll of film. It mates beautifully with the Epson G6070 printer. It applies the powder automatically, shakes it off automatically, and then dries automatically. So everything is non-touch. The nice thing about this is when you need to add powder, you simply open, you add the powder as needed, and then the excess powder that drops down after it's shaken, that falls into a trough on the bottom, and you would simply pull that trough off and pour the powder back in over here. So you're reusing the powder over and over again. Now, what we like about this is, number one, it will fit through any standard doorway, which is a plus for everybody in their businesses. Number two, it uses standard electrical. Also important. A lot of shops just don't have the ability to put in 220. This will plug right into standard electrical. It's got heavy-duty casters, so it stays in place very nicely. And the other plus we have is on the side panel. It's on this side where I am, but Vanessa is showing you that side, is the filters. So you don't need to vent this to the outside, which is so important in today's shops. You know, a lot of times you see powder shakers and they've got the big dryer hose going out the window. You don't need to do any of that with our Easy Shake. It's all done internally, and you have a HEPA filter and you have a charcoal filter. So when it's time to change them, you simply unscrew your panel, replace your filters, and you're ready to go again. Really nice feature. As we come around, you'll see the film is now exiting. The powder shaker speed is adjustable. You can make it faster or slower depending upon how you're running the printer. So what I like about this, another wonderful feature, you know, some of the dryers in the marketplace have the take-up reel, and you have to keep that take-up reel on. Why? Because the way it moves through the dryer is by being pulled, literally being pulled from the printer through the dryer. What our dryer does is we've got a conveyor system. So what does that mean? Well, sometimes you're not going to be doing a whole roll of images, right? Sometimes maybe you just want to do 2 or 3 or 5 images, in which case we can very easily cut the film and do a sheet here and a sheet there. So we're not at a point now where the image is, but I'll cut it anyway so you can see. So basically, we can just cut it straight. Yeah, we'll just go like that. Straight across. Well, not so straight. Straight across. And what you're going to see now is this will still feed out of the dryer, which is a really great plus. So if I've only got 4 jobs to run, I can just have it on the sheet like this and just let the 4 of them come down and then cut them when I'm done. So you've got either way you can work. Take up reel where you can do 10s and 20s and hundreds of images, or just let the film drop naturally, sheet at a time, so to speak, so you can do 2 or 4 images on demand. And that makes it super productive and will save you a lot of money and savings in ink and film. Okay? So we've got a shirt over there that we've already pressed. I'm going to, let's see, do we have a piece of film that we can cut off? Let's peel from here. So we're going to cut this piece of film right here, and we're going to press. And we're going to come over now to the heat press. There we go. Make it a little nicer looking. Here, let's do this. Okay. There we go. So the nice thing about it also is that you can do small pieces and you can place them anywhere you like. That's another reason why having the sheet come out like that instead of being rolled up on a take-up reel comes in so handy. Now you can just do your pockets or any part of the garment that you want. My assistant Isaiah is now cutting me a full piece so you can see the whole transfer. We're using standard cotton. This is at All We Do Is, or Aldi. This is a 100% ring spun cotton shirt we're going to be pressing. And we're going to press it for just about 15 seconds. Thank you. So in placing it, yeah, let's cut that off. Like that, straight across here. There we go. So we're just going to place our parchment down. I'm a little short for this. You got me? Isaiah's going to do that. He's stronger. There we go. Okay. And we'll let the auto pop-up do its work. This is our instant peel. So we're just going to pull it right away. Okay. Now we're going to take our Easy Press cover sheet. And the Easy Press cover sheet is going to do a couple of things. It's going to help set the image. It's going to soften the image. And it's going to take away some of that gloss from it. Isaiah, would you do the honors, please? He's a lot stronger. I'm just going to do it for a few seconds to get it nice and set. That's good. Okay. So, this came right off the printer. Now, at the same time, I'm still printing. Okay, so the sheet, we cut it from the take-up reel, which means now I can continue to print. I can either take it off that take-up reel and go to a larger cutting table and cut them up, or I can go back and now cut out a small job elsewhere. So what's nice about our shaker is that you can do it both ways as your jobs determine. We'll go back to the shaker now. So that finishes up the shaker. And I'm going to turn it back over for any questions on this that I can answer.
All right. Hey, Amy, while I have you here, what about a doorway to move it in? Obviously, the printer is narrow and will fit through any size doorway. How about that powder shaker?
The powder shaker, it's one of the reasons why this is going to be such a great hit with all of our customers. Standard doorway, 36-inch standard doorway. And so this will go in with ease. Very easy to set up as well.
Very good. Okay, Paul, if you could join us again, we have a few questions from our viewers. And the first one is, Amy, maybe you can answer this one. My biggest question and concern is, what is the durability and how long will prints last? Longer than screen prints? And about how many washes?
Well, that's a great question. You know, with our combination of our inks and our powder and our film, we're finding people are getting well over 100 washings. So the durability is definitely there. And the feel, well, it's nice and soft. It's got a really good hand feel to it. Again, because of the fineness of our powder and because of our inks.
You know, Amy, I'll add to that. And a lot of folks know that I'm a longtime screen printer, so I'm kind of a t-shirt snob. And when we first got involved in DTF printing, I was concerned about washability. In screen printing, 50 plus washings is considered a permanent print. When we started wash testing with DTF and we're getting 60 plus washings with absolutely no degradation, it was pretty amazing. So I think that that anybody not involved in DTF printing right now will be very surprised at the durability and the washability of this product. So the next question is, and I have ordered DTF prints and have noticed white prints are somewhat faded on dark garments. I also see fabric designs showing through with white and light prints. Is that an issue with the Epson printers? Paul, do you want to take that one? Paul, your microphone isn't on, I believe.
Thank you. One of the things that you want to make sure to check is that you're using a high quality garment. 100% ring spun cotton definitely works best. But also check your software and color settings. And we touched on it a little bit earlier about our expert assistants. Work with your dealer, in this case, Equipment Zone. Work with them to make sure that you're getting the most out of your rip settings. You have the appropriate resolution, number of passes, all of that good stuff to get the output that you need for your customer.
Very good. And speaking of support, most of anybody who's listening now who's already an Equipment Zone customer knows that we also offer free support for as long as you own the equipment. And well, you know what? Let me just jump to the next question because we're running a little short on time. Paul, will the G6070 6070 have nozzle verification and auto cleaning as you have on the F2270?
Great question. So one of the things that we've done for decades now is built things into the printers that ensure reliable, consistent operation. So those that are familiar with our sublimation products that we started over 10 years ago, as well as our direct-to-garment printers that we've been in the space for almost as long, those printers have nozzle verification as well as auto cleaning features. And so continuing the cycle again, that's exactly what we added in here. So you're going to get nozzle verification. You have automated cleanings that take place automatically. You can even choose selective cleanings if you just want to clean particular colors and not the entire head. So all of that is built right in. But again, those auto cleaning functions are going to maximize your uptime and minimize the time required to perform maintenance. We touched on it a little bit earlier, but it bears repeating. Your daily maintenance requirement is just simply shaking that white ink pack. So if you can handle that, this printer is going to be nice and easy for you.
Hey, Paul, I have one more question for you, and this is from one of our customers that has multiple F2270s. How well does it print spot colors, such as Texas orange?
So the beauty of having multitude of rip options is you can kind of pick your poison and how you want to tackle that. So if you're an Epson EdgePrint user, one of the beauties that we have there is we have our SD10 spectrophotometer device that will allow you to scan spot colors in real time and have those spot color values instantly be added into the rip. So if I have my file on screen, I can eyedrop the particular color that I want. And if I have a swatch that I'm trying to match, I can simply scan that swatch and then I can start there. But there's also built-in tools that will expand those swatches so that you can hone in and find exactly what you need. And Fiery's Digital Factory also has a similar process like that will allow you to scan your colors and then be able to produce your spot colors there. And then what's more is once you have that spot color set, if you need to repeat those jobs, you can set that as a global spot replacement so that it will replace that color value each and every time. And you also have the ability to add your Pantone spot color library directly into both rips. So if you're trying to match Pantone spot colors, it's very easy to just simply select the Pantone that you need in the rip, or if you've already done it in your design application ahead of time, then that process is already done.
We have come to the end of our half hour. That's all the time we have. Thanks so much, Amy and Paul, for your time and your expertise. Thanks everybody who joined in and or you're watching the recorded version. If you have any other questions or would like more information, reach out to equipmentzone.com or call 1-800-408-0040. You can reach Amy and myself at the email addresses on your screen. Watch for upcoming webinars, trade shows, and events at equipmentzone.com. Until next time, for Amy Krulowitz, Paul Morales, I'm Terry Combs.
Bye-bye.